What if I told you that your worst enemy in business is actually staring back at you when you look in the mirror? And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to overcome this enemy and actually have it become your greatest ally. So in 1997, Jeff Bezos, it was he was running a small online bookstore called Amazon. Maybe you've heard of it before. And at the time, he was faced with a crucial decision. So he was actually competing against Barnes and Noble, and everyone he had talked to had consulted him not to do the decision that he was about to make. And you know what it was? To increase his infrastructure, right? And so despite advice from many people to cut costs, lay off employees, what he did is actually go into significant debt. And I'm getting somewhere with this. He went into significant debt, and he actually increased the amount of products in Amazon's storefront. How we know how he actually went about making this decision, we don't know much. I wish there was more interviews with just Jeff Bezos that we could study and learn from how he's been able to make these decisions, understand which decision is worth the risk or not. But I'll tell you a few things that I've noticed from Jeff Bezos and just studying these people who have taken huge risks and come out on the other side with huge rewards. One, they take extreme ownership of the future, right? Jeff Bezos took extreme ownership over Amazon's future. Two was he wasn't afraid to make a decision that other people didn't agree with. In fact, no one agreed with him on this decision, but he went through with it anyway. He was willing to challenge himself. He was willing to go against conventional wisdom from other people. He had a vision that no one else could truly see. And the last one is he knew the limitations of his company, right? And so he addressed those. He recognized the limitations and he addressed them and took on full responsibility and extreme ownership over them. Maybe you heard the term that life is just a video game and so is business. There's different levels, different devils, different challenges, different risks you have to take. And from my own lived experience and wisdom, helping people to scale their business from completely stuck at a plateau, spinning their tires, not sure what next step to take, to then having so much time on their calendar that they're wondering, what do I do with this? And making the most amount of money they ever have in a month while also having the most amount of time that they ever have. That is so incredible to see. And what I've noticed is that the biggest challenge people face is their self-limiting beliefs, is their self-worth talk, is the thoughts that are going on in their head and the ones that they decide to give power to, give authority to. I'd say the most common limiting belief that people have is around money, is around investing in themselves, is around seeing money as a tool, right? Because we can find, money on the ground, but we can never find time on the ground. And if you view money as just a tool to help you gain back your time, then life becomes, it's literally like a video game of how can I spend more so I can get back my time to focus on higher leverage activities to then make more money. And you're just in this constant cycle of buying back your time, making more money. I've had conversations with people where their self-limiting belief is actually around success. They're afraid to have that success. The next limiting belief is actually around the work that it takes. If you're watching this, you are a hard worker, you know how to put in work, and you most likely love marketing, you love business, you love serving people, and you're willing to do whatever it takes, right? And you look at yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, how does everyone on this earth have the same amount of time in their day, but some people are able to make much, 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 much more money than I am while still living a much better life with more freedom? What I've noticed is that in the beginning, they just were relentless in the pursuit of excellence. They were relentless in the pursuit of putting in work. And then as they started to scale and to come into new levels, they were able to focus on activities that actually truly move the needle, right? So for example, if you're someone who's struggling with leads right now in your business, your main issue is top of funnel, getting clients in through and having enough conversations a day and having enough opportunity, then what is the activities that are actually going to move the needle for you, right? It's not going to be scrolling on Instagram. It's probably not going to be watching more YouTube videos, investing into more courses. It might actually be running ads to get the right eyeballs coming to your page. The next biggest challenge that I see people face is actually the fear of failure and the fear of rejection. And I relate to this, right? Because in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, I remember when I was literally 18 and I experienced my first rejection. I had prepared for this sales call for the whole night before, stayed up, practicing. Then the morning arrives where I'm about to hop on this sales call, and the girl texts me and she's like, my husband and blah, blah, blah. And I literally, I cry because I'm like, I just put in all of this work and I get rejected. I was like, dang, entrepreneurship, this is not an easy journey. There are highs, there are lows. And I was afraid of getting rejected. After that rejection, I started seeing no's as a gateway to a yes, right? I started seeing rejection as actually redirection. And if someone doesn't want to work with me, that's amazing, right? I don't want to work with someone that doesn't want to work with me. I want to work with people who genuinely are ready to serve, ready to make an impact, ready to scale, and are aligned too. Failure is a part of business. Failure is needed in business. Without failing, you will never succeed. Failing, we must learn how to extract wisdom from the challenges that we go through. Anything like me or people that I've talked with, you might have these voices in your head. One telling you to stay comfortable, one telling you that you are worthy of more, that you are capable of more, and one that is wanting you to push yourself. And so there are many times where I have leaned into the one that tells me to stay comfortable. I listened to the one that tells me to stay comfortable. I listened to the one that told me to, buy this junk food or go out to this party. But I can tell you from lived experience that listening to that voice was never fruitful, rewarding, and it always led me right back to where I was. And even in a worse place, because then my self-concept went down. Right? But when I listened to the voice in my head that told me I was capable, that I was worthy, and that there were people all around the world that I was meant to impact, and so I needed to put down my head, that voice, although maybe I didn't see the gratification overnight, that voice always led me to a destination that was actually fruitful and rewarding. The most rewarding thing for me right now, like I just had a group call yesterday with my clients, and one of my clients said that this was the best room he's been in. He feels pushed to strive to be his best self. He feels like he can be authentic here. He can share vulnerably. And that is the best feeling as a coach. Yes, I love seeing my clients win. Yes, my job is to help people make money, but also hearing how they've found a place in a community that actually lights them up, pushes them to be better, and that they can share their vulnerable self in is one of the best feelings. So anyways, listening to the voice in your head that makes you strive for more, that tells you that you're worthy of more, and stopping any thoughts in their tracks that are negative, that are deceptive, that keep you from becoming the person and the leader that you were born to be. And you have extreme ownership and you take accountability for all outcomes. You're no longer blaming anyone. You're no longer finding excuses for anything. What you're doing is you're being willing to sit in the chaos that is running a coaching business and running towards your problems instead of running away from them. If there's anything that you've had on your to-do list for more than a week, why is that? Why is that? Is it because you haven't been able to prioritize the hard work? Always proactive problem solving, always taking extreme ownership and being willing to grow the business to where you know it's meant to be, and identifying the bottlenecks, taking accountability, and doing the work, right? Doing the work that's actually going to move the needle. And if that means that you don't know what that work is, investing, right? Finding a mentor that can guide you through the process of scaling your coaching business. On the topic of investing, right? So how will you know what to invest in? Because there's many different things that you can invest into as an entrepreneur. You've probably been pitched already today in the cold DMs Or maybe you've seen some content from these organic marketing coaches and they haven't actually grown their business and made a profitable and predictable system. Most rewarding thing that I've ever invested into was skills. Learning skills in business, whether those skills be sales, marketing, content creation, copywriting, design, learning ads, all of these things, so that I can then have the knowledge and have the skills. And then if I ever need to outsource it, then, well, I already know like what looks good and what looks bad, so I can make a decision that will be best and have that discernment over who is a good candidate. As you are going through this and you're looking at all these new opportunities that are coming to you, can you assess your blind spots, like the true things that have been holding you back? Has there been a skill that you've just told yourself you're not good at and so you haven't invested in? What if I told you that skills are learned throughout time? It takes repetition, it takes practice, it takes failing, cultivating a practice of regular self-reflection so that you know, where are my blind spots right now and what can I proactively do? That will help you to get past your current plateau of beliefs that are stopping you from holding you back, because I do not want you to be your worst enemy in business. I want you to be your greatest ally. If you are watching this video and you have been blaming others and not taking responsibility for your own actions, if you feel too comfortable in business, your growth has flatlined month after month, you're playing it safe instead of taking risks. I know that you are a true leader because only leaders watch my videos. So it's time to wake up. Your business is not stagnant because of the economy, the government, your employees, your clients, or even bad luck. The reason it is stagnant is because of you. Here's the greatest news that you will ever hear. You have the ability to take responsibility, take extreme ownership, and take action on the things that matter most right now. So go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, if it brought you a little inspiration. That was my intention with this video. I really hope that it brought some clarity to you. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out. So no more excuses, no more playing small. It's time to take massive action. Are you in or are you out? Thanks for watching.